What's up guys, welcome back to another video. My name's Ethan from TheTechLife, and today we're going to be talking about if the new 2020 iPad Pros can replace your day-to-day laptop. Okay, so recently Apple announced its 11 and 12.9 inch iPad Pros, and there's a few big changes including more powerful processor, new cameras for better 3D accurate augmented reality applications, and with a software update coming on Tuesday for all iPads from the 2018 iPad Pros and up. It's now going to support better mouse inputs, and a huge change from Apple's previous suggestions that the iPad laptop was only built for touch interaction, which I hated, with the Apple Pencil and just your finger instead of using a dedicated mouse, which is why I didn't want to replace mine for a laptop. But hopefully now with the new ones we're going to be replaced with the laptop. Let's keep going and we'll find out if we can. Okay, so now with the mouse support input on the new updates, it's becoming a little bit closer to being a full-time laptop replacement, something Apple was promising for years, with mixed results depending on what kind of person you are with laptop usage. So the new iPad Pros 11 and 12.9 inch look a lot and feel a lot like the previous models launched in mid-2018, and if you own them, you probably don't need an upgrade unless you want slightly faster speeds and the new 3D camera. But if you haven't owned a new iPad Pro before, these are amazing machines that are more and more capable of replacing your laptop permanently. But as I said in my 2020 MacBook Air review, if you haven't seen it, it's going to be right in the iCard up here or up here, I don't know which side it's on. But it's time for Apple to launch new products, and it's hard for them to get a lot of products out because Apple stores are closed indefinitely outside of China, so you can't try them out in person, and many people are concerned about the economy right now and not have a lot of disposable income to spend on new products. But so far the new iPad Pro starts at $799, not including the optional but necessary Magic Keyboard accessory with the new built-in trackpad, which is amazing. So now you can have a small trackpad, but it's kind of expensive, starting at $299 for the keyboard that fits the 11-inch iPad and $349 for the 12.9-inch iPad keyboard. But on the other hand, millions of people around the world are being asked to stay indoors, and the iPad is a heck of a device that can get you through any work done, stay in touch over video chat, keep you entertained with tons of movies and games, and with great battery life. So far, in my eyes, I haven't tested out in person, but I love the new 12.9-inch iPad that I've been doing so much research on over the past few days, and here are the biggest specs and features that you need to know about it. Okay, so finally is real mouse support on the iPad. So in the 2018 11-inch iPad Pro, a couple of years ago, I agreed that it wasn't quite a device that could replace your computer entirely, but many thoughts have changed. Aside from proprietary system we use for entering articles on cbnc.com or other news articles, while using the Apple's $179 keyboard, you can do pretty much everything normally that you do on a laptop, except for the fact that the keys aren't too comfortable to type on forever, and it's just a tablet with finger touch support without a trackpad or optimal mouse support. So over the last several years, Apple has added lots of multitasking capabilities that makes it easier and easier to run apps side by side, so you can have all your work slacked up on the left side of the screen and a small box running the live TV in a corner. It's great, and I know other people that I'm friends with can use the iPad for most of their work too. I just don't really like the fact that you have to use the screen to maneuver. On my laptop that I also showed in the Surface Laptop 2 versus the MacBook Air review, I use the Surface Laptop 2, which has touchscreen but also has a super nice keyboard and frosted touch glass trackpad, which is personally my favorite way to use. And just go check out the video if you still don't know which laptop you want to get. But here we're here to talk about the iPad, and let's keep going to further specs. So the latest update to the iPad's operating system, iPad OS, makes it even easier and more powerful. It finally supports a mouse, which is amazing. It's been tested with the $129 Magic Trackpad, which now supports gestures and lets me close apps, see open apps, and move accuracy through text just like a normal big Macintosh or a MacBook, whichever one you're using. And the features built in won't launch until May, but I can't wait to try it on my own. The new Magic Keyboard is expensive, but its also added mouse support makes the iPad feel so much more powerful and useful. Plus, if the keyboard works well, it's also add other benefits just like backlighting and better quality keys than the fabric covered keys on today's iPad keyboard. In the meantime, if you don't want to get the brand new Magic Keyboard for over $199, it works with a regular wireless mice, and I'll put a picture on the screen right now of what the new cursor looks like with wireless mice. So the cursor on the new iPad iPad might be not accustomed to being it's a small circle instead of the white arrow you're used to, but you can select text without having to touch the screen. You can use the trackpad to see all of your open apps just like a Windows computer or MacBook, whichever one you're using, just like I said earlier, but the fingers out of the trackpad or swipe between pages between two fingers, and Apple specifically made other areas easier to access with the mouse, like the control center, volume levels, and other smaller basic things. Normally, you need to swipe down with two fingers on the top of the iPad, but now you can just use the mouse, which makes it a heck of a lot easier, and this is what I'm going to do if I end up getting a new iPad. I actually use the Logitech G602, which is my favorite wireless mouse, and you need to get the G702 because it has the wireless Bluetooth capabilities, but you can get a USB-C to USB dongle, which is still wireless with the G602, so that's probably what I would do, just get a USB-C to USB-A dongle so I can plug this into the iPad, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully video coming soon. So bottom line, the new iPad Pro can finally replace your laptop, doing thanks to the Apple mouse support, which is super awesome. And also, I usually say that you can't really use the iPad if you're a gamer, but honestly, now I think you can use the iPad for gaming more than ever. It's not going to be your most powerful gaming machine, but tested, I'll put clips up here on the screen right now, but you can play Fortnite at over 120, actually not over, but you can play Fortnite at 120 FPS on your iPad, which is basically the same frames I'm getting on my over $1,000 gaming PC, and so it's super awesome. It's probably better to play with a controller than a keyboard and mouse, being it's just the trackpad, but it's super nice that you can get super high frames on games. There's not really other games you can play on quote-unquote mobile right now, but the iPad OS with Fortnite at 120 FPS is amazing. So if you're just going to be playing smaller games, mobile games, then the iPad is probably the best choice for you right now, starting at $799. It's probably the best thing you're going to get. Some of the other sick features of the new iPad Pros, including the 2018 iPad Pros, is there's the screen refreshes at a higher rate than regular iPads, meaning animations are super smooth and slick, especially for games and they're scrolling through lots of text like news articles. There's plenty of power for running lots of apps at the same time without any sort of sluggishness, and it's super nice for video editing and Photoshop, being you can get Adobe products on the new iPad Pros now, which is definitely what I would need for small video editing like these videos on the iPad. I'm still skeptical whether I'm going to get the iPad Pro, being I love my laptop and I love my desktop PC here, but we'll check it out. Okay, so Apple promises 10 hours of constant use on a single charge, so that'll last long enough for most people. I get the same amount of battery with my Surface laptop too, but for me, when I saw other videos and tested some things, it lasted throughout the weekend, with lots of chatting, video streaming, and it's more than an hour or so. After fully charging on a Sunday, I plugged in on Monday about 8 a.m. with 35% of battery still left, and it charges up to about 88% in about an hour, which is super fast for an iPad. Another thing that I love, along with the MacBook Air, Apple's also doubled the storage at the entry-level 11-inch iPad Pro, and the 12.9-inch will start at $799 for the 11-inch and $999 for the 12.9-inch, just like iPhone prices, right? And included 128 gigabytes of storage. The model I tested and saw on other videos was fully loaded, which you can get with LTE, and 1 terabyte of storage, which is amazing for a super thin iPad. And it costs about $1,600. Most people don't need to spend that much on a laptop or tablet, but like I said, depending on what you're gonna do, you might want to, and hopefully you can get deals. I wouldn't recommend getting the super spec'd out one because it's just so expensive for a laptop, but on the high end, if you get the LTE model, you'll find that speeds are up to 60% faster than the earlier iPads with LTE. Okay, so now the most anticipated question: should you buy the iPad Pro in 2020? Yes, but it depends on who you are. The iPad Pro is super expensive, especially since you can get the regular iPad starting at $329, but you get 4 times the storage, a way better and bigger screen, a more powerful processor, support for Apple's upcoming Magic Keyboard, better cameras, faster augmented reality, plus more. And most people, especially people who use this as a primary computer, that's well worth the price, starting at $749. So if you just need a tablet, you can get the regular iPad iPad or even the iPad Air, which starts at $499, which is super good for a tablet. I wouldn't recommend spending a base of $749 on an iPad Pro if you're just using it for tablet-like things and already have a primary computer just like me. But if you're wanting to kind of get into the Apple ecosystem and replace your laptop or computer completely with the iPad, $749 or $999, depending on which size you want, is not a huge price to pay. And so if you're using it to replace your laptop, I would definitely recommend go ahead and buy it. There will be a link in the description. Just it sucks that you can't go test it out. So if you want to wait and test it out later, to probably what I would do and what I'm going to do, but I would definitely recommend getting it. It's a super nice machine and it's gonna be awesome. Okay guys, thanks for watching. It means so much to me. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It means the world to me. And new videos coming soon. Sorry I took like a 2-day break, but more videos coming soon on a more of a daily basis. Like I said, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.